New Cohn Zohn. We're Grant and Lowell, and a lot is happening in 49ers world. No training camp yet, but the team is making players, the head coach, and the general manager available to talk. Jimmy Garoppolo just finished talking to the beat writers, and I want to know what my dad thinks of a couple of things he said, plus some other things too. So, Dad, first topic. I asked Jimmy Garoppolo about his knee. I said, how does it feel compared to last year at this time? And does he anticipate having more mobility or arm strength this year than last year? Because I think those are two things we questioned about him coming back from that injury. He said it's night and day. The knee is fine. Last year, he was like relearning how to play the position. Now it can do everything he needs to do. And the one interesting thing he said was that in terms of the mobility, he said, in terms of mobility, it's whatever Kyle Shanahan wants and what he calls, which to me makes me think maybe there's more there. Maybe Kyle Shanahan could potentially ask him to move more because he's a year removed from the injury. What do you think?
I agree with that. I think you and I have perceived Jimmy Garoppolo as sort of a stationary quarterback with not much mobility,
and not much arm strength.
And not much arm strength. We've seen that. But he was coming off a gruesome injury. And it's possible if he plants more, which he may with his right leg.
Left leg,
I'm sorry, with his left leg. Left, right. I'm old. He may get more arm strength, may be able to throw the deep ball more. Mm-hmm. In addition, I think what he means is probably Kyle Shanahan was protecting him a little bit and will actually open up his game a little more and may even surprise people. So I think what he said is really 100% positive.
Absolutely. And I think part of it is that Kyle Shanahan doesn't really like ad-libbing quarterbacks the way that I'm not sure Bill Walsh wanted. I mean, Bill Walsh wanted Steve Young to follow the script. And I think that probably a quarterback like Russell Wilson would maybe frustrate Kyle a little bit. So I don't know if Jimmy's going to start going off script like crazy next year, but maybe Kyle will scheme opportunities to move him by design, like with rollouts and stuff.
Well, increase the script.
Exactly.
Entirely consistent with what you're saying. And I think that's what Jimmy was saying. And knowing Kyle Shanahan, he seems to really like Jimmy. He doesn't yank him. He doesn't put other quarterbacks in. I think what he's saying is we're interpreting through Jimmy Garoppolo, but I think Shanahan is at least thinking, I will open up my offense more. And we keep coming back to Bill Walsh's metaphor. He's going to raise the limit of his quarterback.
And not just through how he uses the quarterback's legs, how mobile he is, but also throwing down the field.
Yes.
You mentioned it a minute ago, but I really believe that the knee affected the arm strength. And I think that, like you said, Shanahan was protecting him, building a whole offense around short passes and yards after the catch. If the knee is as good as Garoppolo says it is, then Shanahan probably should call some more long passes because he called lots of long passes in Atlanta. So I'm interested to see that too.
And, and one final point on this. We've talked a lot about receivers and players that in the offense that have left the 49ers. The offense could be better this year. They still have a lot of issues at wide receiver. Some of them not their fault. Mm-hmm. I mean, to get the virus is not anybody's fault or to break a bone. But I think we're seeing that maybe Jimmy will be a better quarterback. And we've always seen him, Iggy, as a B, a solid B, which, by the way, is a good grade. Mm-hmm. He may end up being a B+ or an A-, or who knows, an A. And I think, so what's nice about this for 49er fans is this is really, really good news and extremely hopeful.
Right. And when he was in New England and his first 5 starts for the 49ers before he tore his ACL, I think most people thought he looked like a future A or A-. The ball really zipped out of his hands. He threw that ball with some mustard on it, Dad. But last year I felt like he was maybe babying a little bit or protecting his knee or any number of natural things you would expect from someone in his position. It'll be interesting to see if he can raise the limit because I think I've called him a limited quarterback many times. Maybe that limit is going to change this year.
Last point we can make is I was once talking to Brent Jones after they had Jimmy. And, Brent knows from quarterbacks. He told me that at the time he was just in love with Jimmy Garoppolo. So.
Absolutely. Okay. Thanks, Brent. Thanks, Dad.